Flat Earth British, Martin Leaker speaking. Hiya guys, welcome back to a brand new year, 2021 or so they say. Isn't it fantastic? Are you having a fab time? Good. Well, we're going to go straight into the juice for this vlog, guys. There's going to be quite a bit to get through. Buckle in, because as we always say on Flat Earth British, nothing is an absolute, and that would include everything that has gone before us. Now, the Phoenicians. I want to talk about the Phoenicians. Over a year ago, maybe closer to 2 years ago now, the Flat Earth British think tank, myself and Lee, who is Flat Earth British subscriber channel, come up with the evidence that the Phoenicians were possibly, very possibly, the controllers, because their statues are all over Antiquity. You see them here at Versailles, and they're over all of the alchemical books, alchemical depictions. It's Hermes, it's Zeus, it's his gang, and you get these strange Cherubinuskis, and you get the seashells. We've been going through this code for a hell of a long time, and they seem to be always naked in a lot of these cases. The expositions that are so anomalous in the past are covered, absolutely saturated in Phoenician statues, Phoenician gods and deities that are all over Christendom. And this slightly Egyptian theme, it's domes, it's clues to this place. You know, look at this. This is an exposition. It's identical to the setup with the 4 horses and the angel and Hermes that you get on the Brandenburg Gate. But this is a great exposition. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful civilizations, said to have only been built for a number of years to rally people through to the new world and give a view of it, and then all knocked down and hardly anything remains. This is identical to the Oxford Radcliffe camera in Oxford. The Oxford camera, Radcliffe camera is unusual. And the Phoenicians, the Egypt overtones, and we've looked into their gods, their habits, which are widely known now, on Flat Earth British. You know, you can see the Phoenician here with the ship, and it's got a ram's head, which give it that distinctive, I guess, satanic feel. 2 fasces, also 2 fasces with a brace, Lordy for control. Always 2 opposing cherubs, because very possibly they are attributed to brain activity, left and right hand hemispheres, male and female sides of the mind. And classical ornamentation, classical architecture is literally 17th century, 16th century, saturated. Their clocks, everything is saturated in Phoenician art. Long thought to be, I guess a lot of people thought they were the Romans or the ancient Greeks, but no, or even the Carthaginians, but no, it was the Phoenicians. This is Lady Liberty, who's illuminated, and she also has the 4 horses. The 4 horse of Apocalypse, 4 horsemen of Apocalypse, who even knows, and the psyop of Egypt. Okay. And of course the classical art we talk about endlessly on Flat Earth British. So the Phoenicians. Now, in my mind, they did not exist in the far off Bronze Age. I bring everything closer. That would include the Viking-looking ship in the background. But what you see here is Middle Ages depiction or engraving of a Phoenician ship on a voyage of discovery. Now, so this is our conclusion to date, guys. So buckle in. Things are about to change. The Phoenicians were only crude, cruel. The mast, or the master of their ship, meant that they were only slaves. We are told that the mast, or the master, was Baal, and they sought salt, a bailout. They sought a Baal out, a Baal out. So they were allowed liberty, which is not freedom, but it's grant to leave from the master for a limited time and to be retrieved at an appointed time, a slave time. There is another enemy, people, and it isn't them. We will dig further. We have ideas, but it is not them. They were the slave class. So the Phoenicians, did they crucify a master to a mast? To let you know. So, a question. So, which is the highest point of the ship? Is the lookout tower, the observation tower that looks over all, the highest point on the mast? Is it the admiral? Above that. So whoever is in that position, whoever that is, that's the controller. In my mind, this is a lookout or a watchtower. So the watchers. Let me know what you think, guys. The evidence we found early on in fragments found in Baalbek, a city thought to be made by Cain, who was a giant, and the Canaanites are thought to have, I guess, been the predecessors to this very mysterious sea peoples who brought us the language we speak today with a very cunning trick, black magic, like black magicians, witches, all the leaders, whoever they are. But the Phoenicians themselves, they were only slaves, the slave class, no different to it is now. So need to get our research on. So ancient Phoenician fragments is what you're witnessing here, guys, if you are noticing. You get the lions, what these towers could be. Well, underground. They say sort of catacombs, I guess, but what you don't find in these catacombs ever is dead bodies or anything. So let's just flick through. They had superb masonry technology, pyramid technology. We'll have a little look at Egypt, Phoenicia a little bit later. So what we found is there are definite distinctions in the architecture. You can find fragments of the seashell and these Phoenician gods on your classical buildings today, but there is another theme. There's the gargoyled theme, and whoever took the church machines over, the Technasmia devices, okay, or whoever they are, covered the churches and antiquity in ugly gargoyles, which we'll have a look at shortly, and sort of a religious themed architecture, saints, monks, etc., which is not the same as the classical themed architecture. You can see Lady Liberty or Babylon, one of their gods, on fragments from Baalbek, and you can see the flowing grapes, and you'll see what we always see is the horn of plenty. So that's an interesting one. It looks like it's definitely had a melt on or something. And always the caves below, but we're going to see this quite a bit in this post, guys. So, well, high escarpments on that. So ancient Phoenicia we found early on, because of the evidence of all of these books we found, that they'd infiltrated all of society. A lot of them, these statues have had their nose hit off, a lot of information replaced on the planks, the blank plaques. Maybe because Babylon was completely blitzed, this Baalbek, excuse me, from its high technological layout. This is in an interior of a building, look. That the Phoenicians indeed had enemies. Maybe they revolted. Maybe they wanted to be like we are now, sovereign. You know, it doesn't take a genius to work out that everything, the fall of this civilization had to come. And it doesn't take a genius to work out that there is a catastrophe on the way. It can be averted. We are on it, but things really do need to move on now, guys, okay? I can't do it all. You see the phonetics, which all of Europe, a lot of European languages, and most languages, English, French, German, Russian, have their phonetic counterpart. So some strange mummification esophagi, and as I said, you got the flowing flowers, the grapes, the Bacchus stuff, the bull. So fragments of ancient Sidon, which is a city in ancient Phoenicia on the coast of eastern Mediterranean, and its giant necropolis, so a city for the dead. They do a lot of them in the old world. They seem to prepare for big extinction events or mass kill-offs. Now, in my mind, this was called the Fertile Crescent at some stage, and now it's all deserty. I don't think that was always the case. I think this place and North Africa, the Sahara Desert, from wars. So there are mysteries, endearing mysteries as well about the Phoenicians. They are really, an incredible subject to look into. But these are 10 Phoenician things. So this looks like the Hathor, but this is a general idea. No bridge on the nose. Check out the facial structure, and we get the idea for there are definitely other peoples, if you can call them that. So anyway, they say that you might be a Phoenician, but we'll have a look at what they look like now. Maybe a bit of a surprise. The Phoenician civilization may be lost in time, not, but the genetic legacy these ancient seafarers lives on today. National Geographic's Tyler Smith, Shill, tested the DNA, if that's even believable, of 1330 men from Phoenician hubs of Syria, Palestine, Tunisia, Cyprus and Morocco. Analysis of their Y chromosome revealed Phoenician descendants men make up at least 6% of the modern population of these ancient trading centres. So, anyone who lives in the Mediterranean basically is a descendant. This is why they say, if you go to Afghanistan or Iraq or Iran, these Persian people are beautiful. They're pale skinned, they're not black really, and they got really beautiful blue eyes. And they say, oh, that's because of Alexander the Great's army, passed through and impregnated everybody. So Alexander the Great, he's a Phoenician. I'll show you later. I know he's from Mesopotamia, which is supposed to be a country northern Greece, but you will find that it's all Phoenicia. So, but they had other enemies. We have another enemy. So this is intriguing. The alphabet inventors. Take a look at what it looks like. The Phoenicians developed the basis of our alphabet in the 16th century BC. More like the 16th century AD. The Egyptians and Sumerians had invented complex symbolic writing systems. Phoenician merchants were inspired by these early attempts at symbolic communication, but wanted to develop a version that would be easier to learn and use. Their master merchants discovered that the words were composed of smaller numbers of repeating sounds. Ba, ba, ta, ta. And these sounds could be represented with only 22 symbols arranged in various combinations. Isn't that very interesting, guys? While the Phoenician language contains vowel sounds, their writing system eliminated them. Today, the lack of vowels can still be found in Hebrew and Aramaic, which were heavily influenced by Phoenician script. By the 8th century, Greeks adopted the Phoenician system and added vowels. Romans took up the Phoenician alphabet and developed it into a near identical version, identical because it is here, to the one we use in English today. So I think this is pretty good evidence that the Phoenician system, was the Greeks, the Romans, the Etruscans, the Carthaginians. So 8 child sacrifice. They're basically thought today, because they're in power, big into grabbing all our kids, which they are, because you're apparently, according to them, not even a human being. You are a name, a corporate name, and you're a corporate entity apparently, and your children's not your own. It belongs to the corporate. So you're not even a human being. You're nothing. You're dead in the sea. You're lost at sea. Okay, and we're all necrophiliacs, apparently, according to them and their bullshittery. They call us monsters, you know, guys. Anyway, so because this is an official narrative sort of thing, okay, they wiggle their way out of it. Okay, most of what we know about the Phoenicians comes from their enemies. We know now that they had enemies. One of the most enduring pieces of anti-Phoenician propaganda ever been practiced is child sacrifice. Okay, so they're saying it is propaganda from their enemies. Very possibly, we don't know. So the Romans, the Phoenicians, had a thing for purple. We have discovered on Flat Earth British, because possibly its electromagnetic properties, but Tartarian purple is a dye produced from the Murex shellfish. Shellfish bastards. Okay, it first appeared in the Phoenician city of Tyre. The dye's difficulty to manufacture, striking hue, and resistance to fading made it desirable and expensive. Phoenicians gained international fame and vast wealth, as this dye was worth more in weight in gold than gold. It was credited with introducing it to Carthage, where it returned and spread to Rome and became a definite status symbol. It gives you a little bit about how they get this dye, which is like 10,000 murex is required for 1 gram of dye. So I'm guessing a lot of murex got to bite the dust, or these shell crustaceans. You've got to get hold of a load of them, which only grow in one, or show up in one place. So there's a bastard. But I noticed Queen Elizabeth, she's not around. She's dead, probably. They're all gone. They're all probably dead as well. They've cleared the streets, the Hollywood, and all of these ridiculous things. I noticed Elon Musk and NASA haven't fucked off just yet, but they should do soon. Ancient explorers, so they found ancient Phoenician ships in the water, and this is what apparently because of DNA, rare and ancient European DNA. So they basically did a DNA thing on this young man of Bursa, who turns out he looks like that. So apparently that's your Phoenicians. It doesn't really fit them topless, muscly, god type people that we see on our architecture. So this is your Phoenician. If he didn't have like a massive conch on him, nose, that would remind me of me. My hair goes fuzzy like that, and it looks the same sort of colour too. So isn't that really, really intriguing, guys? So Lebanese treasure trove, they had the Ankh. Okay, they found that. And they colonized Iberia, which is Spain, Portugal, etc. And this was seized in the United States. It's apparently a Phoenician ornamentation, or in Canada, excuse me, at the border. Glass beads. And they made it out of the Azores, but we have sort of proved through stacks of books, which you can get on the flatearthbritishinfo.com resources page, that the Phoenicians were indeed in America and the Caribbean, such as Haiti, Haitian, Phoenician, and they were in the Azores, so mid-Pacific. They had places there as well. So interesting little narrative, I guess, about the Phoenicians. So you get the Phoenicians, and then you get these, don't you? So is this just a one spin-off show of the Phoenician paradigm? Well, no, it's dark, it's demonic, isn't it? What demons doing on lampposts, for example. And these gargoyles, which seem to have been added later. I noticed the wear on some of these gargoyles is a lot less than what you see. We'll look for clues on wear and tear. So, you know, you get this panel is being filled in, and that's an interesting little panel plaque. It's got the flowing grapes. The shield's been filled with the mountains and a tree. Access Monday, the tree of life. Wow. The two pyramids look later adaptations, different colour, aren't they? So out of the seashell, and it's got the flowers and the water, you get this ugly dude on a bay relief. He's got these scaly legs, but he's definitely a merman, or a male medicillin. And here with the grapes on the bottom of a column. So they were slaves. They were the slave class, just like us, given liberty, but only for a short time, just like us. So that's changed everything, hasn't it? Here they are, Phoenician sphinxes. They got sort of this weird androgynous thing going on. They're all topless, and they scream advanced technology with the clothes that they're wearing. Or the gorgon. Lizards, or excuse me, serpents in her hair. Active charge. Can't look at this thing, you'll turn to stone unless you look at it in a mirror. And just this tormented nature. No? So with the Phoenicians being downloaded into the water, evil mindset, Bacchusite mindset, tormenting us, our psychology, or our psyches, excuse me, our subconscious, tormenting us like this through life, niddling away at us, not being our friends. It's thought to be a parasitical mindset, or something in you with us, a thought form, these. And can they really be the Phoenicians? Or is there some other enemy? I think there is. And I think they took our Baal back. Because something did. And I don't think the Phoenicians did it themselves. Here's the faceless knight. Who is he? Where did he go? Where did he evaporate to? Check this one. Looking right at ya. He looks a bit Ivan the Terrible, but he doesn't look Phoenician at all. And the lion and the unicorn, also Phoenician code. You always get the shell. Big thing with the shell. The shoal, the shell, shell oil. There's more going on with the shells. Maybe there's some sort of technology that we're unaware of vibrationally. They are very much like ceramic. These crustacean shells. They're everywhere. So yeah, there's the people who brought in this lot. Okay, all over the. So they got hold of the churches and they adorned them with demonic entities, and the rest of these, you know, this is a Phoenician. He's looking tortured, and you know, you see these giants holding up statues in St. Petersburg. This one's in St. Petersburg, and they do really look tormented, guys. You'll see a lot of this. So this is Baalbek, the Phoenicians. Tormented humans locked in this weird place. Now we're in a really shitty B movie, which has just got stranger by the day. And you know, to be brutally honest with you guys, you know, the internet at the moment is getting distracted and psyoped to fuck, and that would include all of the weirdness that's going on with these, you know, like the example last night outside of the Capitol Hill building, lady getting shot, etc. You know, a lot of cameras being left alone to get this stuff on film, you know, people in the right place at the right time. Ooh, that's cheeky. So same for this, for elements, I must say, of the Antiquity movement, the mud flood movements. There's elements that I'm finding very annoying right now, elements that are distracting from the truth. And I can only come to one conclusion when that shit goes down, guys. Okay, I'm watching all. So there they are, the Phoenicians bringing in vegetation, these strange things on their legs. Very strange, them. And the ships, always with a figurehead. And this plaque is being filled in. So let's move on. So there's a definite apocalyptic theme with this one side, with their gargoyles and their death, and then you get the advanced technology, winged beings. You know, there's even two types of cherubim, guys, we have found. So let's whiz you through a really excellent Gallica that will show you, you know, the Phoenician Egypt. Okay, now this is from 1733. It will show you the events of the apocalypse that happened not a long time before 1733. and remnants of it in what you will find in Pierre van der Haar atlases, that he witnessed it and he engraved everything that he's seen. So what you're going to find, you get Barbaria. So this Barbaria is the whole of Algeria, north what would have been at one time the Carthaginian Empire. Fall of Carthage looks like Armageddon when you look it up on the internet, all of the artworks, you know, and everything else. But what you're going to find for Egypt is Babylonia. Okay, their capital, even the pyramids. Cairo is Babylon on these maps. Is recent, guys, 1733. We've showed pictures on Flat Earth British of the pyramids being on top of what look like mesas or maybe even tree trunks. Who even knows? But you get a different viewpoint for this. Now look at the Sahara Desert. Seems to be a shitload going on, doesn't there, guys? This is supposed to be, you know, an unlivable place. And here's that giant mountain range that rips straight through basically the Sahara Desert. If you were to go Google yourself right now, that big ridge of vein is not there. This one a bit further south isn't really. So that is crazy. The full length of the Sahara is too giant. We've got the desert there, deserta. Intriguing. Anyway, what lake we got here? This is green deciduous trees. You're gonna get that deciduous trees. It's North Africa. So that's what we find in the artwork as well. Everything's different. The weather's different. You know, what is the Fertile Crescent here is green and beautiful and looks more Britain than it does Mediterranean. So let's have a little flick through. This is Egypt looking, the Nile Delta looking in a westerly direction. And there's the pyramids, and you do get a lot of them. And look at all these cities of Antiquity buildings, all in North Africa, right in the desert. Supposed to be the desert. Covered. Africa is where it was happening. So Al Cairo, but later map you see Babylonian names, Bacchus, etc. Suez Canal is obviously, you know, Zeus Canal. So, you know, no mistaking whose involvement. Here's the North African coast. Now I'm going to share some maps along the way as well, some azimuthal equidistant, really cool ones. We're going to look at some antiquity in the way of photographs. Look at this. So there's that mountain range and stacks and stacks going on in North Africa. Tripoli, so that would be Libya. And I guess in Algeria. So let's have a look at what it shows us. These are absolutely brilliant. This is Cairo, which is not a star-forded city in 1733. As I said, the engraver is always from a bird's eye position, always outside. His keynotes, he usually shows a smash tree, not so much in this one, but a smash tree or what looks like devastation outside. Usually gives you, and it's always a bird's eye view. You can see mud's been cut out here though. Okay, down into Cairo, which is not as big as you'd think at that period, and across the suburbs are all out here now, aren't they? Nice little non-palm trees, some in 1733 Cairo, and Alexandria on the coast where the famous lighthouse was, and then you find the more Babylonian names. So Sinopolis, that's Superior, so that is the dog-head capital, where the dog-heads are the Sinopols. And we have Heliopolis, Babylon here, and all of the Phoenician names. Andromeda Pololis for Andromeda goddess. So Rhinocornia, cool. So that's for North Africa. So let's get off the maps and have a look at some of the antiquity. Okay. So this fleet showing up, guns are blazing. It's not a nice way to say hello, is it? Hello. Quick bombardment. But what you find for these cities is the interior of Alexandria is Roman and shot to pieces. You can see it's all smashed, gloopy mud inside. You can see, smashed, buried, smashed, buried, smashed, buried in the city walls. Smashed, buried, smashed, buried. All of this, the pyramid tech, and that's in 1733. So again, first up bird's eye perspective of an Alexandria shot to shit. Is this a buried Tesla tower? Doesn't look like a lighthouse. We've seen them in Babylon depictions of the Tower of Babel. And Alexandria, when they turn up in the fleetage, whoever they are, the crew, Phoenicians, the masters, the ultimate masters are somebody else, it would seem. Damn. Still, we get to find out. I don't think the Phoenicians are completely without blame, or some sort of role in the story. So that's an unusual building. It's like Disney's Wonderland for Alexandria. So the people there are just getting down to some tribal gong banging, and they're looking, well, like white people. Might be wrong, be just the artist. And caravans, that's an interesting name, isn't it? Caravan. And you get these clergy types, look, at the front, reading some book, leading a very large caravan into the interior of Africa. Very large caravan. Going to Mecca, this one. Okay. So I guess the Silk Road would be awesome to do, even in the modern day. So Egypt 1733 looked like this, apparently. So I've not known Pierre van der Haar to lie, because if you look up his depictions of, say, Venice, and then match them with the modern day, the buildings are very much the same. Especially with Venice, you find. So he doesn't lie. So this is what you're seeing. It's a whole load of mud. And strange pyramids here. And what this one's gone in the modern day. Where else have we got? Doors going in, smashed from water, from the events, from the apocalypse last. Or that one. And is that the Sphinx of today? She's looking over her shoulder. It's like they're alive. Always like they're alive. And if you see this return to you with these Phoenician statues on, we've seen these loads, haven't we? They're demonic entities with many, many breasts. The whole place is Mad Max. There's cannibalistic things going on, and they're regaining, knowledge from the previous occupants. A bit like we're doing now, thinking we're doing so brilliantly. But the fact remains is we're going backwards, really badly backwards. It was better years ago. And to be honest, guys, I was thinking about it this morning. I wouldn't really want to go back to that old world. It was shit. They had a control over everyone, and everyone was just their little bitches. But now there's a chance for it, to all be found out, of our place in reality and what is really going on. So I'm not sure about this mummy. They were definitely hiding him. This mummy's looking straight at you. Why are they called mummies anyway? And why are babies called babies, like Babylon? Babel babies, same word. Babies, why are they attributed to Babylon? What about the armies, guys? Is anybody thinking about the armies right now, where they're gone? Are they subbed out or subcontracted out to the police force, and they're these endless blue-shirted police that keep turning up because of all of the, all of the wars, psyops, have stopped. Terrorist attacks are no longer existing because there's lockdowns, and apparently terrorists abide by the law given to them by their governments. So that all of that's gone, and all of the world's armies are missing, aren't they? So where are they, guys, and what are they doing? Well, them jets used to go over, Chinook helicopters. What's going on, guys? Where are they? What are they doing? What are they getting ready for? They're very conspicuous in their absence. This is Ptolemy, one of the voices of what they call the Roman world, Cleopatra, who is not a looker at all in this coin. I'm guessing history was favourable to her, same as they were to, you know, Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. Troy. So yeah, he looks like there's fasces there. Gatherings of an empire. When you've stolen a civilization. So this is scribes making the Bible in some sort of like camp. So we've got some tech out there. People are just aimlessly roaming around in the mud. Wow. And people in these little thinking booths. This is like a think tank, if you like. But, you know, you can see the difference in Phoenician statues to, you know, the gargoyle people and other types. So you are. They're in their little cubicles, having a think, contemplating. What the hell am I going to put in this book? Good luck to you on that. So other people are getting stuck right in. He's a little swat, isn't he? Huh? Oh yes, I know it all. I know everything about reality. I've absolutely fucking nailed it. Ow, I just stuck myself with my pen. Didn't nail that bit, did you? Yeah. So, more coding with the unicorn. So, walk on with the unicorn. And again, Phoenician giant with a load of Charabanouskis crawling all over it. This statue can be found in Italy. So he does not lie. And you get the lion. I don't know if that's a lion, I don't know what it is. In the unicorns, crocodiles, and battering crocodiles for crocodile handbags, or whatever you do with crocodiles. I don't think they're tasty. Hippopotami, it'd be cool to go down the shops on a hippopotami and just basically have a hippopotamus. Or would a rhino be better? A rhino would be cooler to ride to the shops. So this is Memphis in Egypt. Could be that Memphis is in America, and it's all ass backwards. And this is, well, multi-dimensionally speaking, we could be looking at someone else completely, another realm. So remember I mentioned them rotundas? This is what they look like close up. You get these evil deities which look like nothing in our reality. Something out of a bad LSD trip. And you get a lot of the dog heads. Dogs like God in reverse, isn't it? I wonder if there's a clue with that. But they're all over Antiquity, and they seem to be some sort of ruling class in this as well, which I've shown many, many times. Check out San Francisco-age, or, you know, New York pyramidage in the background. Pretty fantastic, isn't it? So yeah, there's a procession with a demon, horned demon. Everyone seems to be hypnotized, probably off their head on drugs. Disgusting. Drugs bad. And no, this guy doesn't look like a Phoenician, does he? So he's pointing at a cow that this guy's been accused of stealing. He's getting smacked with sticks. See, this lady got one of those vibrational things. I will stun you with this. Wow, 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 wow. And he's got one. On his, is that on his hat? But yeah, really spooky, weird architecture. So this is what it's supposed to look like, guys. Yeah. Bad blood. Blood bad. No shit. So yeah. But there's always three sides to every coin, isn't there? In the H-bomb. And nothing is an absolute. We did have suspicions. Something didn't fit right. The architecture, the types, and the narrative. It seemed there was, and the official narrative tell you there were other sea peoples, but now it's starting to make a whole lot more sense. So yeah, here's Cyclops the bull. Okay, he's pouring water in. Okay, let's have a look at these. She's got one of those vibrational stringed implements. There's Hermes with his caduceus. So what's Hermes got to do with Egyptology and his hermetics? But there he is. I'm guessing that's Taurus, again, Taurus model. And a chained up Cherubinowski, which would sort of suggest slavery, wouldn't it? We've seen this a lot, haven't we? So let's have a look at a few of their stuff. Alexandria, Nile. That's their coinage. Okay. What we got here? So some of their stuff. So we got a scarab beetle and electromagnetic properties in there. Whiskers. And Statue of Liberty. So Babylon. And this looks like Cloaxicatl, but he's in the wrong country. Another dog head. So we see a few dog heads around in this 1733, along with a strange cult. So the Great Unveiling, the Cherubinowskis, different sort these ones, because some of them that are like muscly, weird old men. They look like they're old men. It's like Benjamin Button thing going on, and some of them which are just like chubby little babies, really. So there's two types of Cherubinowskis. With the architecture too. So he's unveiling. Look what stuff is in reality we're hiding from you then. So there's him. There's him. There's the dog heads. So are these the ruling class? Again, more dog heads. Okay. Horusi. They wanted a Horus, but they gave us a Horus. Thanks, Tim. And the bull. So that's the unveiling. I think that is quite good unveiling, actually. It showed us a lot of shit that's going down. But look at this that's going down. Wow. So these burners, oil burners, what oils were they? Could have been hallucinogenic oils. Get shit-faced oils. Look at this then, guys. This human head bursting out of a dog's body. Do you think that's why they call people dogs' bodies? No, he's just a dog's body. And he's riding some sort of thing. Let's get some sort of thing. He's looking at him going off. You're always like they're alive. Look at their faces on these mummies. Why are they looking around like they're like, uh-oh, the camera's looking at me? She's got serpents in her hair and a bird's nest. Isis. Somebody should tip off her brother not to go near her, you know. Or he's going to get his knob chopped off. And that's not all. So she's got a homunculus. It's looking right at you on one of those vibrational things. And stars and moons on her gown. So it tells you a lot, doesn't it? Oh, horse heads. How about him? What species would you say that is? This one's leaking water. No, there's a guy in it. So, you know, this could be like DNA splicing, cryptids, but they're saying, like, you know, in 1733, the dudes like him, or indeed him, exist. So they're like a bit nightmarish, aren't they? So what are the Cherubinowskis arguing over? A bit of architecture, corner piece. So you don't look amused at all. What else we got? Smashed Antiquity. Okay, this is so freaky. So these are these other Cherubinowskis. They're dealing with all the heavy statues. They must be strong. Wow. Isis. So somebody speak Dutch and phonetics. Phoenician language. Wow, there's a lot in there, isn't there, guys? It really does tell us a lot. That they unveiling a load of really spooky beings. So let's see if any shit goes down. So we got chameleon, alligator, Egyptian gentleman. So they look alright. They look like They got nice clothes. And getting rid of the dead underground. Getting rid of the living under there, because the air upstairs is so toxic. We're going deeper underground. So idols coming up when it clears. Excuse me. Idols. Idols. Let's have a look what idols they have in Egypt. 1733, which is not a great distance of time ago. And you get this dude, this cat. This cat has a Casus like Hermes. She's got a weird doggy willy, man, dog willy. So it's 6-pack going on. It's got this strange orbular thing, and it's there's no mistaking. Okay, it's a bit of a dog. Yeah, look at them lumps in the chest, guys. Or it could be just muscles, but look at that. So dog heads are definitely a thing. God, and the M in a triangle. Again, the M shows up. Fucking weird. So there you are. Sinaponiac. Looks like Greek this time, but yeah, you go. We got like Anubis, who's a dog head in Egyptians narrative, and this guy as well. And some also some patron saint of travel, Christus and Christopher, is also a dog head in the official narrative. So they're making dog heads saints. Look at this one. So this is what you expect for your Phoenician idol: is architecture on its head and stacks of tits. Yeah, as part of the tit code, and a mixture of animals that are possibly from this realm or not, as the case may be. On a totem, in this case, a scrotum totem. No, just made that up. Technology. And look at her, bird's nest on her head with lizards or snakes. But she haven't got to have a jug out. Wow, 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 wow. So who's on there? Ooh, Babylon's on there. She got horns. Horny Babylon. Maybe that's why they call her the whore of Babylon, because she's so horny. Yeah? Of course it is. That looks exactly like Starbucks, so that could be someone else. Would have seen it. So what's happening here is more Egyptians, more serpents than you could eat. Everywhere. So it's very serpenty, isn't it? I guess more serpenty. Further along, I think. So let's have a look at more of these evidences. So we got a big dragon, he's standing upon a croc. Barbatar Scar. Barbatar Scar. He looks a bit barbarian, maybe. So look here. He's got a bird's nest on his head, an eagle's nest. So check these out. What's in that pot? Rocket. You got a rocket. And some ram head, ram goat. And a lot of crazy headwear, which all look like Babylon. What's he got in his horn of plenty? Oh dear. Let's hope they don't arrive. So anyway, let's just have scoot through. I'm going to link everything up you see. So this is not exceptionally long vlogage. I'm going to link this up. As you can see, a lot of serpents going on in these coins. There's a merman communicating with a lizard. Lizards, snakes, crown, snakes coiling, electromagnetics is my guess on that, because that's how they interpret it and explain it to you. Okay, we're going to move on. They do got a star fort. They do got a star fort here in Barbaria, Tripoli. Barbaria. Everything else though is completely gone. God, that's very futuristic for 1733. Nothing else going on though, it's all gone. Gone! In the mud, like these. Gone! So, Barbaria. That's a coincidence, isn't it? So, more naval fighting and stuff, because that's what they do. Oh, let's see how they treat the natives, because they usually go shit crazy on everybody. Right. So this is guy I can't really be sure. He's only got one eye. It looks like he's getting skinned or something. And this guy, he's got blood dripping out. I don't know if he's doing that voluntarily. What about these for happy hats? What you make of them? Could be just giant feathers or something. What's going on there? Open for interpretation, guys, I guess. Okay. We shall move on. So that was in Barbaria. And there's the inhabitants of Tunis. Been to Tunis. And more star footage going on. Okay, they got some advanced stuff here. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, Algeria got it going on. Not bad at all. Castles and everything. Okay, well they would have. Anyway, we're going to move on because the time is an elephant. Or irrelevant. Oh, these are interesting. These are some stereoscopic images, but not really. Of the International Health Exposition of 1884. Now, from what I make out, you know, obviously it's from Cheapside, London, the photographers, this is an exhibit, which would mean that it's been built as an exhibit to look like old London sort of thing. What I don't get is it's attributed to health. Okay, there's only a few images, but they are quite unusual and telling. Excuse me, that was in Australia. So this is meant to be an exhibit of old England, so I'm guessing these are actors. Okay, so this was just put up, this water feature, for the event, apparently, then. Okay, the dirt. And voila. Look at the top of that column, guys. Isn't that exactly the same fixing we had for all of those bells we showed on the bells posts? Exact same top for the Zarbella and this unusual ball. So this is meant to echo old England, right? When you mag up on it, it is very old England, because they've gone along and, you know, hacked off all of the plaster to make this place look real old, or this place is actually real old. So what's it got to do with health? I haven't got a clue. So let's have a look. So that's the salters. Salt of the earth he was. Salt of the earth. So you have cracks. They added. Oh, a beautiful HD picture though. For, you know, such an early period. Look at that on the end there. Only 2 people. So let's have a look at the state of this building. So did they do that just to make it look old? Expose the daub and wattle, and there's stone, and there. Is this part of the aesthetics to make it look cronky and old? Well, there. So I guess it could be, but it also could be interpreted as a wooden floor, as actual old world. But regardless, what a beautiful picture. What's with this thing on top of this this little tower? So yeah, it seems to be damage. Only 2-3 people in that shot though. What's it got to do with health? On the foggiest. International Health Exposition 1884. Look how crisp this picture is for 1884. I'm guessing not many people visited this attraction. Let's have a look. There's a lady there. Ooh. It's a Tyrian lady. Ooh. So, and they got a gate which looks jolly ancient, doesn't it? There's a lady up there. A few windows open. I love these wrought iron things that are sticking out. But well, this, do you think that stonework was made temporary just for the exhibit? Food for thought, isn't it? Seems to be a lot of effort just for temporary affair. All these giant stones. but they made film sets, and these are film sets anyway. And who visited it? Somebody to make music. Maybe that is to do with health. Some Londoners playing. Oh, I got me a combine harvester. I'll give you the key. Bong 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 bong. Let's get together now in perfect harmony. I got 20 acres and you got 33. I never wrote those lyrics. As I say, they put 33 in because the Wurzels are pure shills. Maybe not though. Moving on. Mappage. Now, I'm a flat earther, okay, and these are flat earth maps that have been found over time on Flat Earth British. I'm going to go through a few of them. They got great clues, usual suspects in their decorations, etc., and clueage. So this is a really cool map, this one. It shows you Tartaria. You got Tartar there, Tartar, so you've got Tartaria there, and underneath as well. So Tartaria is on this map, and what you do get for this very old, I don't know how they do the cartography on this, it's like magic. In fact, all maps just like magic, all coastlines of everywhere, even on the north and Arctic circle, all of it done. But what it does show is 4 continents, distinct continents in the centre bit. Does it not? Does it not? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. And a lot of islands here, which I guess are maybe the mysterious Friesland or Thule or whatever. But anyway, what it does show is 4 Phoenicians in the corners. Or whoever. A Horn of Plenty, so I guess it is in this case. Okay. And huge lands south, which is supposed to be icy, but it's full of elephants, other animals, but we have shown cities as well. So see all the way around us as well. So yeah, very excited last night. Very excited last night. I nearly jumped out my chair, guys. Yeah, I did. It was brilliant, buzzing. So I'm really proud, loving it. Oh, pride is a sin. I'm allowed a little bit. So yeah, I was watching a film last night called Countdown. What was it called, Law? Yeah, Countdown. Which is basically a horror film where if you download an app, it will predict the time when you die. Okay, only it was like a possessed app, and it would make sure you fucking died and torment you along the way. Anyway, this couple go into a bar, and there's this guy at the end of the bar, and he just comes out with it. He's like, about if you go out to the Arctic Circle, you know, there's it's where the edge of the Earth is, and he just starts coming out with it all. He's a flat earther. Once my son was there, he's like, it's one of your lot, Dad. I was like, yeah, big beaming smile. Yeah, it is. We make the movies. Anything contributed with Flat Earth, I guess, pure chuffed about. So they go, I'm guessing the guys with these torches didn't build all of this architecture here. Look, strange deities, you see again. So a nice early azimuth equidistant, a lot of Greenland, which is connected to Spitsbergen in this map. Very unusual why they're connected. But they haven't got no land. And there's a damn sight of stuff missing here, but we do have an island, California, in this map. We do have the Great Lakes, which I think were mining operations. The whole of America is looking bizarre. There's the Panhandle. Okay, Panhandle. Yeah, I know. Phoenician whales everywhere, as you can see. But yeah, so we've got Island, California. Nothing between here and here. So Oregon, Washington, etc. There's no Canada is not even there, apparently. I wonder if this is what the journey of the Northwest Passage was all about. These events are so recent, you see, guys. You know, these inland seas, the Caspian Sea, the Black Sea, these are mining operations. If you look at Google images of the Black Sea, it's going down in beautiful tiers, like steps, like pyramids. You know, you get a similar thing with the Caspian as well. It just screams big mining. So yeah, tidy little map. Shitload of islands going on in the Indian Ocean. and avoid your discovery. So I'll be able to link all of these cool maps up to you guys. This is where this guy went. He went, when they say, oh, you go round the world. Yeah, this guy did, look. He went around a flat plane. Because it shows you on this map. Cook did the same, apparently. He clocked up 60,000 miles trying to find a way into the ice barrier, but didn't actually manage it. So more cool mappage. Let's move on. Did you actually share this show out, guys? Please do, please do. I'm noticing that my views are exactly the same as they were a year ago, but I only had like 5,000 on this channel subscribers a year ago, and I've got 27 now. So it's like, you know, it's like over 20,000 more subscribers, yet my views are exactly the same. There's something definitely askew. And I notice it's gone a bit weirder after Crimbo holidays as well. Yeah, they do all sorts of insane stuff now. You've got to agree to this, that, and the other with advertising, and you've got new policies coming in all the time. It's just pure Nazi as fuck, you know, to be on YouTube. But I'm noticing that, like, if you get 20,000 more subscribers than a year ago, your view should be more. That is definitely something curious going on, wouldn't you say? So this is a tidy azimuth equidistant. Check this out. So it's the CAFOs, the rock cakes. Now, rock cakes are Roman Catholics. And what about rock, guys? What about rock and roll? Why is rock and roll called rock and roll? Yeah, because rock and roll, you get heavy rock as well, because that rock's heavy. And you get heavy metal rock as well, don't you? Because that's rock is heavy and metal. So yeah, why did they call rock and roll rock and roll? Cluage electi. So again, with the electoral process, you get election, electric, and you get the person who wins put into power, electrical power, or in charge. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at America. All is tickety-boo. No, it's not. In this map also, there is no Canada or northern thing going on. It is not happening. And there's literally a whale swimming in there because there's a sea there. There's a sea there. So yeah, it's still underwater after the event. The umbrella, the double rainbows that are happening all the time. A guy riding a cherubim Niluski flown orb. Get them! And some religious depictions. All very, very sinister. Cool maps though, aren't they, guys? I'll link them up so you can study them at your own speed and scrutiny. This is a classic. This is the... I got this on my wall. The Jester's flat cap map. It's got some Latin clues in it. It tells you if you want to decipher that strangeness. But basically, it gives you a type of Mercator where it has the the northern Hyperborean lands and this giant landmass all about us, coming up as far as Borneo in this case. But it's a heart shape, and it's in a Jester's heart, which would suggest he's got the sun and the moon electromagnetically on his thing, which would suggest that somebody, not going to mention any names because it could be someone else now, nudge nudge wink wink, is having a laugh with bells on. It's got bells on his ears. Each ear has got bells. Winky dink or clue. This is quite a cool one as well. This is from the BBC, the British Bumming Club. It's Christmas 1936. Christmas greetings, they did. And they use the azimuth equidistance because they like to rub your nose in it, because it's flat. So they like to put the maps out and tell you. So that's pretty good as well. This is an interesting map. I thought I'd share it. Apparently, this is the the trips of St. Peter and Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, it's apparently happened, real, and he hasn't gone to India in this case, but he's getting about. So let's go and check where Jesus Christ went. And this is from 1747. I get around, is what he's saying. I get around. I don't go too far. because a couple of the disciples don't like to travel far, and Mary, she don't want me going anywhere. I just don't blame her either, Jesus. So anyway, so let's have a look. So we got about Greece. You wanted to Mesopotamia. Did you meet any dictators on your travels? Oh God, look, he got about, didn't he? Over on Cyprus, not the Holy Land. Hello, Rabbit. That's Rabbit in my room. I have a rabbit. He went to Jerusalem, but he had olive leaves, so all went down well. Okay. So if they did have an app that told you the day you was going to die, I think there's a good chance of placebo effect, and the way this reality works is you actually fucking worrying about it and making it happen. Is what I think. So that's a shit idea and a shit app. You know, tell you when you die. App. So that's quite interesting. He got about, didn't he? He didn't go to India on this map, but he did go to India because Krishna Christ, and they say he was in Kashmir, he died in Kashmir. Anyway, new subject. Berlin. Berlin. The beautiful, beautiful city of Berlin. Now, we got a couple of shots here. I want to show you how beautiful this place was before the end of World War II. This is 1881, and what you find is a fantastic city, guys. Berlin was beautiful. In fact, they all are, like Potsdam or Munich, and all of these beautiful cities. Okay, very well developed, trees big, and you can recognize some of the characters on the architecture. Some whom are Phoenicians, but they were only a slave class, and there are rulers, masters above them. Dome, domicile, with a little bit of angelage outside. So you can see the change here, guys. Got the Greco-Romano theme, but inside, instead of stoic Greeks with rippling muscles doing something sinister or gazing at one another, bollock naked or lovingly, in this case you have angels, and these are completely different to the Charabanowskis. These are different cats altogether, guys. Yeah, it's different stuff going down. And check out Berlin. You won't find any people, actually. There's only a couple around in these massive streets. No one ghosting, a couple of cats, but mud flooded. Look at the size of these doors. And look at these. Can you see them? Recognize them from what we just showed you? And the further up you go, better it gets. Now, what does it say on there? Mania. Germania. Why has it got Germ in the name anyway? There's something to do with germs, but Germania, okay, is a city that was devised by Adolf Hitler to be built. Oh, have a little think about that along the way as well. So let's have a look here. What a fantastic building. Again, top heavy, all of the juice on top. So they seem to be holding up the building like it would be indicative of slavery, because they're not doing it through voluntary means. Look at him, he's got his ow my head, because they're holding this building, which is a separate ginormous building on top. And again, another tier of these could be the Phoenicians, these could be their slave class. And then you get to the top, and wow. So yeah, I can feel a couple of influences, you know, later sort of Baroque feel, definitely the Gothic, because that's, you know, it's in Germany, but feeling a few influences on that building, at least 3. And what I mentioned earlier, that statue on the Brandenburg Gate is identical, because it's this eagle somewhere. We've got our 3 horses. I thought there was 4, but that survived World War II as well. You get this little temple either side of the Brandenburg Gate. But yeah, they'll be laying with loads of dead bloody Germans in another few years. It's bloody terrible. Or was. So yeah, well, what happens is the same with the pandemic, isn't it? Everyone's waiting for it to fucking get started. You know, they're saying, oh, the hospitals are all packed. We know beyond a shadow of doubt that they are empty, and this is all bullshit going down. Same happened in World War II, guys. Yeah, for the first couple of years of World War II, people were complaining en masse, saying, hang on a minute, where's the war? It's like phony war. And then the front page of the papers was like, we got a phony war going on, we better get a war. Because the first couple of years of World War II, nothing was happening, guys. It was literally called a phony war, Phoenician War. Men stuck in the trenches. You know what I'm looking at, don't you guys? What do you think it is? All this conduity business outside of this column screams tech, but this thing, yeah, phew, I wish I had more of that image. Looks nothing like a crossy thing. So huge domes, scales, just like the scales on skin of serpenty beings. And these balls, tech. So that is a fine image. So Hitler, ooh, look at that, stuck on the side of a wall. Hitler, he only had one ball, yeah, that was in the Albert. Oh, Hitler, he designed, he wanted a big civilization called Germania. All I got built of it, I think, was Vice Chancellery and a couple of other buildings, but it was to have the biggest dome in the world, and it was going to be fantastic. But yeah, they were big on Greco-Romano architecture, as you can see, because it was the Greco-Romano world, the Phoenician world, or whoever else we can find to blame. Check it out for mud flood, and look at the age on it. Look at these on the top. Flagpoles? Well, they could be flagpoles, I guess, but flags, they collect charge. So that is a really cool building. And look at that for a domage. Huh? All temple openings, all Greco-Romano, all classical architecture, all first class. And guess what else Berlin got? Same as all European cities, a big fuck off star fort. Guess what's taken out first? They have to, because it's the fortress. So this is indeed mud flood all the way along. Cluage. So Berlin is absolutely stonking. It's a disgusting shame. But what always fascinates me is how quick they built it up again. I've got a film about that. I can't show it in this video. I'll dig it up another time. Where there's a competition between East Germany and West Germany to build it back up again. West Germany want to go mad. They got JFK coming for a famous speech in 10 years. This has been scripted, so they need to get it on already. Yeah. And Stalin's like, he's got endless slaves, so all is good. Look at these arches. All is good, you know, for work. So they had no theme in the east of Germany. It was all just bland tower blocks and ugly as shit. But the other side of Checkpoint Charlie fared pretty well. Quickly. So Bunko Booth's advertising, check that out. Some bloody one of their lot. You don't get a statue unless you're one of their lot. Or in the history books. So I'm guessing it's been rainy. Nice broad avenue, this one. So Berlin, fantastic city, no doubt about it whatsoever. I was only 27 kilometers from Berlin once, but I was in a city in Poland called Szczecin, and it was socialist in the day. And I got threatened that if you go off to Berlin, you end up in a gulag. And the captain said, "Matt, don't fuck off to Berlin, will you?" I was like, "Oh, all right then," because I was really tempted to fuck off to Berlin and go and check it out. But yeah, you can't go and do those things back in the communist days, guys. It's easy to get shot and in a lot of trouble, especially if you're me. So. On top of that building are the faceless night setups. So yeah, a lot of this got blitzed. Again, blitzkrieg, lightning war. The bombs aren't lightning, are they? But they talk about lightning. Clues are there. Eagle. Some vanilla skies on all. Couple of statues there, but beautiful buildings. What do you say, Hans? I don't know, Otto. I smell war. I smell something, Hans. So we'll hear more from Hans and Otto later on Flat Earth British. They're my favourite Germans, don't you know? Hans is so lovely. Look at that, window tax. Let's check this out. Holy Shakespeare's spear. So, well, they got the flowing gowns and stuff. More Phoenician on there. But what about this? Damage. So there's not much going on there. In the way of people, you think for a city of that size and that architecture, there'd be a lot of people going on. So look at this bridge. Oh, that's nice. So where's all the people? Where is everyone? There's a couple on the park benches. No one crossing the bridge though. Maybe it was early morning. Where's the sun landing? That way, that way. She's up here. It's about 11 o'clock. 10, 11 o'clock there, so. Cool. Look at that ornamentation on there. Oh my god, these bridges compared to today. Now they're just fucking aluminium or steel bridges with no architectural quality. Absolutely shit. They cover over the good. Get rid of this age. No, we got it better now. We'll knock it all down, blow it all up, and we'll build better. But they don't build better. They build it architecturally inferior. But there's one distinct thing that all of these buildings have in common, guys. So that is a portal. Is that they're made of stone, and stone has a crystalline structure. Now, crystals, by the nature of their creation with water connection and everything else, they have memory. All of the water from the information from the water gets compressed and probably put into some sort of organization in a crystal, which would mean that the crystals are the hard drives for this realm. And the buildings in the computer city scenario are made of stone, and some of them are specific stone too for their crystalline structure, like granites. And even the fact that some stone, like limestone, will leach salt crystals will ruin the stone, but they have properties in themselves. So I think it's all part and parcel of the design of circuit board cities, including this giant heat sink in the center of Berlin. Check it out. Wow, the size of that. Thumping great pillar. Yeah, Berlin's fab. So what you find, this is a Piranesi artwork of apparently from the 18th century of Piranesi, Giovanni Piranesi artworks of ancient Rome. And what we found on Flat Earth British, you can see here on the on my channel page as a displayed watch video, is circuit board cities or computer cities. And as you can see, you can put this over with the motherboards, you get the heat sink, and I think this is definitely, you know, what Hitler was trying to achieve with Germania, because this is a circuit board city pretty much identical, or very much on the lines of what we were seeing with Piranesi circuit board cities. You get the giant domed central bit in a square, the giant domed central bit in a square, often with the four angels like a Tesla motor, okay, pillars in this case, okay. And these bits that you find in computers, these here, take a look, these blocks. So yeah, I think Germania was an attempt to make a super matrix computer. Hitler would have had absolute control of this realm. He wouldn't have needed, you know, isokinesis or magic in any way, because he would have nailed it, because they would have had you know, basically access to the matrix. It would have been Zion, if you like. I don't even know. But look at that for architecture. Copper roof, copper dome. Wow. That's Bremen. I've been to Bremen. So yeah, I didn't get to Berlin. Bit of a shit, but you know, one day maybe. There is in the modern day elements of it left. And the flag towers, I've posted about these in the past. You can see them on the Tartarian channel. They were nearly impregnable, but something split that one in half. I think they're from the old world, by the way. And there's the Brandenburg Gate, 1945. Fucking disaster. They took these around Berlin, guys. Okay, and these were like giant ovens. So they were incinerating something. Probably they're dead. And the Russian boys, they had a kick-ass time being kids, guys. The German boys in Berlin. You got like Russian T-20 tanks to play with on your street, guys. They must have rocked. Yeah, not so much, you know, on the fall of Berlin if you happen to be a female. So did Hitler die in his bunker? No, did he fuck? He went off to Argentina and had that ugly Myrtle baby. She was born with a little moustache like Hitler, you know, guys. It's a true fact. Yeah, and then she ended up in the same school class as the Ukrainian leader, and they all end up, you know, in the same fam anyway, because they're all the same fam anyway, aren't they? So yeah, they didn't burn him by there. That isn't the remnants of Hitler's burned body or anything, because they didn't find him. It's bullshit and everything. He wouldn't stay. Where's Bormann? Martin Bormann, where is he? Yeah, anybody mention Martin Bormann? Do they fuckers like? Yeah. So there they are, the flag towers. The Russians were saying these Germans are like, oh, they don't talk like that. That's Bredovia. These Germans are like devils, because they couldn't get them out these flag towers because the Germans like just held on. Well, you would, wouldn't you? You're not going to give up your city. So this is a British Big Bertha. Yeah, going to put a big bomb in there and going to splatter it over the channel and then blow up a nice French building. So there they are, the flag towers. Absolutely stunning buildings. And the centre of Berlin had a big star fort which got completely annihilated in World War II like that. Brandenburg Gate. So yeah, the Russians were right fucking cheeky when they turned up, didn't they? They had a load of but mind you, that's the official narrative. They might have been really nice about stuff. I doubt it though, because you know, nature of war. Get away with murder, won't you? So there's a little video here. I'm not going to watch it all. I'm going to talk through a little bit of it. And what you get is devastation. World War II. And all that beautiful architecture. Literally gone. So yeah, by say July 1945, yeah, everything's up and running. The black market is swinging, you know, guys. It's, you know, you can buy anything for a bar of chocolate and some stockings. Apparently, in fact, in the American military handbook, they told you how you could really, really treat the civilians of Germany like shit. Their women are really cheap, don't you know? But that was in the American handbook. I don't think the British copied the American handbook of occupation. So yeah, the Russians' handbook of occupation was treat everyone like shit, because basically they tried to take us over and thought we were inferior, and it turns out we're not so inferior as they might have thought we were. But that, blame Darwin. So there's a happy little German boy. He missed all of the bombs, and all the trees are back anyway, and he's collecting some nuts because he can't eat much. He turned into a little squirrel, because for a lot of people, although not him because he got a wicked bike, it's post-apocalyptic time. Their city's in shit. This is what you should find for San Francisco 1906, you know, guys. Ah, his old man's there. He looks alright. And the wife? No, it's his daughter. Ah, they seem happy enough. I hope you escaped the Russians, lovely German people. Yes. Clearly. So let's have a look what's happening down here. God, this is really exciting. This is a really cool film. So, I'm guessing this is near Zoo Gardens or Zoo. But they got beautiful trees. It must be a year or so later, because basically they've all grown back, haven't they? Oh, that is blitzed, whatever it was. So, move along. Shell holes, you'll find that everywhere. I just stepped on a landmine, because that happens a lot, apparently. Because there are landmines, millions of them dotted everywhere. And they blow up. Ah, more nut picking. Oh, more little German blonde children. Hello Hans, hello Otto. Ah, aren't they cute? Come Otto, let's go away from that camera. He's American. Did somebody put a slide in that little boy's hair? Oh, that's a little girl. Oh, he don't look happy. He looks very German. He looks like he's going to start slapping his thighs in a minute. Singing, you know, Hausen songs, whatever they're called. Which is good fun, mind you. It's better than British Morris dancing. That's just really shit. Men with bells and sticks. Yeah, man. That Leidenhausen thing, when you're slapping your legs and slap one another across the face, they got it going on. Quite like that one. So there's the Reichstag. Ex-Reichstag. And here's the state of Berlin. There's like 1 million people living in there somewhere. But I don't know where they are. There's actually a few million people living in there. So I guess they went to the cellars. No cellars on Flat Earth. Mud rooms. And they're there somewhere. And they get all of this chocolatey, and you, no time at all, ready for JFK's visit, because he's a Berliner. Now we've blown you up, I'm a fucking Berliner. What's she hanging around on that corner for? Let's have a look what's happening. Oh, that bit escaped the wall completely. I was very selective. Maybe the Russian generals were having a race to go and pick up some apparently secret lab in the centre of Berlin which had secret technologies, don't you know? They sneaked that into the narrative. So, the Russian T-20, I noticed they didn't have any Tiger tanks or Panzers on display, which they should have had, because they were absolutely epic as fuck. Yeah? Mind you, the Russian T-20 tanks nailed it, didn't they? So, out on the Berlin Lake, oh, we have an admiral, or a sailor. So, I was in the Merchant Navy, I wanted a uniform. I was going to go in the Royal Navy first of all. I just want to get my hands on a gun, and they said no, you can't, because basically you got to sign your way to Queen and Country. I was like, oh fuck all that, I'm Welsh, innit? Can't be doing that. So I couldn't get in there. So I thought, well, I do like what the old man does, because my old man's a master mariner, or was. So I thought I'd get into the Merchant Navy. So that's what I did. Early, as soon as I could get away, as soon as my balls dropped, I joined the Royal Navy. It's not true, actually. I was 18 at the time. Years after, but yeah, as soon as I was old enough to get away, I fucking ran away, yeah, from all of it, my life, and I had a absolutely fantastic time. Every day, every week, a different country or a different continent. What's better? And you're getting paid for it as well, guys. You know. Although I lived like an oily sewer rat for years and ends, or a bilge rat. Besides the point. I hope we're going to get an aerial view of Berlin right now. He's got his camera right in front of that thing on the window. Right, let's have a look. Tea went down the wrong way. Bremen, been there. My agents from one company I was working for went there. From there. Beautiful city. Oh, a German. He's writing stuff down. That's what they all got. Oh, he kept his uniform. These seem British, don't they? Seem naval too, don't they? Yeah. Look at him, fresh-faced. How many did you kill? No one. I was in my office. Of course you were. As is always the case. So yeah, let's have a look. Going across the railway bridge. Everything's okay there. Everything is tipper-irie in this German street. Not bad. Okay. I want to see bombs at me. Oh, that's Postum. Postum. Oh yeah, they had a splatting. They had a blitzkrieging. So let's move on. I want to see some damage. Oh, there you are. Oh, the Antiquity Church completely gone. Oh, look at that one. Ho 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 ho! Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Stopped at 3 o'clock. It's nice red terracotta-y substance. Oh, nice. Do love trains. Ooh, that's to get all the shit away. God's Wonderful Railway, GWR, they must have lent that off Britain. They must have shipped a load over, because that's Great Western Railway in Britain. And I guess in after World War II, the German soldiers had nothing left to do but clean up the bloody mess everybody made of Europe, innit? Well, yeah, basically. What's in portals up in that window up there, in that wall? Nice bit of red brickage going on, a few things blocked off. So, yeah, plenty of work. War makes work. Look at all the iron in that building. So it's good for business. And it lasted 5 years. So, yeah. Now, with the epic weirdness ongoing, guys, in 2021 upon us, and I'm finding over the Hollywood holiday period, that a lot of people started losing their shit. I felt, I had a few people communicate with me and a few people tell me about other people, and what I witnessed is myself personally that people are losing their shit, yeah, fucking in the back of their minds thinking where this is going, and they are not letting go. The noose is fucking tightening, yeah, all of lockdown Britain, yeah, again, third fucking time, no one allowed to get on with their life, so they're going to definitely crash the economies, definitely fucking shortages of everything, and they got us all by the bollocks. Basically, they're going to ruin absolutely everything, guys. And the outcome, you can all go back to your lives again, guys. No, that's not what they're doing, guys. That's not going to happen. It's never going to be the same again. This is dystopia. This is Metropolis. This is all of them worst films you ever seen in real, guys. Am I lying? No, it's real. So how long they're going to carry on with the psyop is beyond me. They could call her off in an instant, couldn't they? With they've achieved quite a bit, but they may have saved up a load of money to pay for it all, and all of the money they took off all the dead old ladies. But I think something else is going on. I think they're cleaning the place up, getting us out of the way. The air is toxic. There's something going on with the air, and my asthma. Yeah, air changes, electromagnetic, 5G, who even knows, but there's some changes with the air, and it could be this new realm that we're living in and we're adjusting to in the new age, which is my suspicion, because I think this place is not the place where I was in before at all. Nothing is the same in this realm as before. Nothing. No aspect. Not even me. I'm completely different than 3 years ago, say, or 2 even. So I think we're in a new realm, guys, and I think we're adjusting, and I think they know. So, building back whatever's left of West Germany and East Germany, World War II. So I'll be able to link this cool little 15-minute film to you. It's beautiful. Afterwards. So that's Beethoven. Check it out. So yeah, you're wondering why I'm not on screen today. Well, it's about the information, guys. I'll be back on screen shortly, but today, because of the nature of the topic and what we're talking about with actually the Phoenicians not being them, okay, there's another enemy and it isn't them. Okay, something else going on, and like I just mentioned with crystalline structures in buildings, so the stone in the buildings would act as some sort of memory. The hard drive for this realm, if you like, is locked in the buildings, in the architecture, guys. The attached technasmia technologies, so everything from sigils, vibrations, shapes, sounds, or even the written words can have an effect on reality. They do that too. So how salt crystals destroy stone. So salt is in the sea, and the sea, salt, destroys antiquity. So that's another question of where the salt, why the salt in the sea, which we ask quite a lot on Flat Earth British. But yeah, when you look into architectural stone, you're going to find a lot of it has a crystalline structure, some more than others. I found a very interesting thing concerning black granite as well. Very interesting narrative behind that. What's that? Oh, gallstones. How very nasty. Where that come up. So yeah, it's definite. Go a bit deeper with that, guys. But yeah, properties of stones require good building stones, and they're crystalline structures. And salt eats it away, but you've still got the salt on the surface of the stone. They knew that was going to happen. Is that part of it too? So, cluage. We'll have a think about that a little bit more later on, because we've got to move on. Okay. Images of the day, and I'm Barbaria, guys. Okay. Artworks. Now, we got a lot of artists from this period, 18th century, 17th century, which show us an apocalyptic world, trees snapped, and water and flooding, and everyone's getting back to, back to life. Back to life. And here is a giant Russian antiquity building, looks like a hospital or a lunatic asylum, out in the mud. And all you got for a road near it is a muddy track going across the mud. So you think of something so elaborate, you'd have at least a road instead of sticking out in a muddy field, wouldn't you? There you go. So I like these allegorical artworks. The Valley of the Shadow of Death. I shall fear no evil, because I will zap them with my scepter. So here's death with his hourglass. Time's up, skipper. Civilization's over. Resettage. Oh fuck. Zap. So the papal hat's given us an electric shock in this one, or a fascist attack. Isn't that interesting? Something going on with the blood moon. The blood moon is raining blood. Double-headed eagle for Germans there. And the Russian bear. And Leo Britannicus is Britain. So who is this? True royal Spanish breed. They've got us death. Oh. And all we got for us is Britain. It's like the lion. But they're all on chains. These are on chains, which again would suggest slavery. That's very sinister, that one. And again, same sort of theme. It's all about this Baal, this resetting Baal. You got the fasces, vibrational instruments, sound instruments, the mask for the masquerade ball that they're all just got everyone joined in with. But entertainment will be banned. Nobody will be able to do anything in the whole realm again. So it's no concerts, no parties, no fun, music, no dancing, no doing absolutely anything. Sports or going, so all of the circus, spreads and circuses will be taken away, and they want you to stay home, watch Netflix and Amazon, watch the shit that they're predictably programming you with, or on the internet, which is awash with distractions and shillery at the moment. And I'm not surprised either with the pandemic on, but people really are showing their fucking true colours around now, I must say. And like I said, there's enough people watching this, all of this, and how it's unfolding, to sniff this shit out. So a scorpion up on that plaque. Yeah. Again, Phoenicians in the clouds, information in the water, in the clouds, and what would appear to be from here a reflected reality, or a projected, I should say, reality. One breast out. So these are, I guess, the Phoenicians, because they're in the clouds and in the water. But check this out. So one of these little faceless night things on a processional march. Is he a giant? I guess so. But yeah, French Revolution. So they kicked the old boss out and they got the new boss in. Get rid of the monarchy, bring in the republic. Same bunch of assholes as the bunch that just left. And they give you liberty, and liberty is just borrowed time. It's to be retrieved at an appointed time. Slave time. Slave time. They balanced the books. And it's been an experiment. There's no doubt about it. This is an experiment, judgment. They want to see who's going to wear the fucking mask. The state of war, or the monkey race in danger. So, who are they? They got the Phrygian hat. So, very derogative, aren't they, countries about one another? So, you've got the eagle carrying the fasces active. A wolf. So, we've got Egypt, triumph over Bonaparte. So, these are French Algerians or something, are they? Chopped up into little pieces. Nice touch. So we got the Muslim world here, who is Vlad the Impaling everybody in the background. He's got a crescent. I was going to say he's got a pleasant face, but he's got a crescent face. Carnage. Carnage goes on. Yeah, revolutions are not the answer, because it's either the old boss or not with the new. It's got to be completely free from them. It's got to be real people and not people in the fucking loop. Why would they build a giant cello or violin? I think this is a violin, and I think it was for a musical giant. I'd like to have seen him play this, because obviously these two ladies are going to have terrible trouble playing it, because it's actually really, really big. And this bell has the same thing on the top going on. We witnessed in earlier on that post with that orb. And I'm guessing he's going to use a clanger or a clapper. That must just be so loud, it's hard to even imagine. Fantastic. So there are two. The Phoenicians were slaves, and there are others, and it's not them. And I think this is what this is suggesting. Now look at it. You'll discover these, but it's these. Of course they were going to have a red herring. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? It was almost too easy. Of course. Anyway, that's nice. It looks a bit purple, that do, don't it? But yeah, she's having a think. So this was a depiction of what they said London was going to be like, with this giant tower in the centre of Westminster. Okay, it's Westminster Parliament, Westminster Abbey. But it's obviously not there in the modern day, so is it even conceivable that that thing was there in the past and somebody's painted it and it's just been taken out? Very interesting, isn't it? We have steam power since the 1850s. And like I said, with the technology in wrought iron also, you put sigils or this sort of decoration for the subtle ethers to pass through it and affect reality, and that would have a bit of an impact, this arrangement of wrought iron work. Like I said, whoever put these up, you know, you got Baphomet, who happens to be a goat head, so another cryptid, and the other god which they feed children to is Moloch, who is also what looks like a dog head. So they're all dog heads, aren't they? Let's be honest. What are gargoyles? VR, virtual reality, science. See the little swastikas in the paneling? Yeah? Casus and the information. So they're looking a bit like apathetic, not really one way or another in feeling. I'm not sure if they actually do feel, and they're happy to turn up. They're always, you know, starkers, and they come out of the water on whales or horses, seahorses, or out of the clouds on golden chariots like these Charabanuskis with falling flowers, curly hair, shooting arrows. But they're more like fairies, aren't they? But they're different. These are not the six-packed ugly dude Charabanuskis. They're two different sorts. Well, she got tattoos on her leg. I thought it was a tattoo. Okay, I'm not close to magging up, obviously. So, Phoenicians arriving, water pouring in into our reality. And this is Moloch, who's a giant. And the Phoenicians, who they say in that narrative didn't do this, but other narratives they feed Moloch, who's a dog head or a horse head or a cow head but he's a giant. He seems to be alive. He's got a wristwatch, looks like a Rolex, nice pair of earrings, and some tech coming out of here. Is being fed babies, baby Q, and the plague stayed. And what you got here is a plague sprayer who happens to be an angel, okay, who flies over and everyone drops the fuck ill, which sort of suggests that it's artificial and deliberate, don't it? You know, whatever it is and whatever they done, who even knows, who even cares? Don't give your energy, don't even think about it. Just be aware that, you know, there is a catastrophe looming if we leave these madmen to their own devices. Okay, and time is getting on. I've been saying this for too long. My first vlog, Now Is the Time, was 3 years ago. Fucking hell. If only you, if everyone had listened, everything wouldn't have even happened. It's all have been sorted. We'd be in a brave new world right now, with none of their bullshittery. So, old radiograms are the same designs, and they have church windows, and they, like so. And these are for radio. They give off sound, as these things in fact did at some stage in the past themselves when they were technosmia devices. So this is our another lead atlas, okay, and what you find is their idols look alive. Again, these idols. I think with the Phoenician worship of these idols, I think they could be, whoever they are, the enemy. Don't even know if they're in this realm, do we? They're controlling the Phoenicians, who are slaves, and controlling us. We have another enemy. That's Chester, who they say is in Wales, but it's not. It's in England, Bridge Street, and not much has changed. But look at the doors up in the air, second story. Beautiful woodwork, though. Tudor feel. Old England, and this is how water was distributed in old Paris on Rue Saint Domingo. Is this had something else on top, and it is just a beautiful massive water feature. It's all about the water coming out of the lion's mouth as well. So At first I thought, well, this was the Liver building and this was Liverpool and that's the Mersey. Well, I think it might be actually, you know. And what you find when you get bomb damage in World War II is it leaves all of these below ground level buildings. Now there's the street, and look how far down it goes. And it looks like even a lamppost in there, and another floor. Looks like a load of lampposts there. So that's all below ground level, a door below ground level there. So it exposes mud flinders brilliantly. Whoa. So yeah, people have always been really fucking stupid. You know, breathing in your own body excretions and carbon dioxide and just breathing it back in again. It's a wonder they don't have like epoxy and just drop the fuck out and stick them pointy bits in the road or something. But yeah, people have always been stupid. So this was a good prediction. The world of 2000 AD. People working on their own in little bubbles. So I think they nailed that, definitely. Yeah, there's signs all over Britain saying it's best if you don't see anybody else again. It's best if you don't have anything to do with anyone else again. Don't meet anyone. Don't talk to anyone. Stay on your own forever and die. So, you know, basically taking everything away from us that makes us human, all the good stuff in life that we like more than anything else is other people, and they want to take that away from us. Fucking shit. Anyway, Church of Mary Immaculate in Nelson, British Columbia, circa 1899. Okay, so we got Greco-Romano, British Columbia, and then mud has come down here. You see the windows just below the level. So did they build the building in and then build the windows and then just shovel all the muck back against the windows? In my mind, that seems stupid. There's a tree broken outside, the mud coming this way. So I would say that's a tarted up Greco-Romano temple in British Columbia, if I was to hazard a guess. And this is the Boston Fire, stereoscopic. And there's two chaps sitting outside what looks like something going down. But this building, you know, there was a door there. This is a stack. And everything is just small bricklets. They're just staring at the camera. Something up with that photo. Can't put my finger on it, but that's in November 1872. So apparently the creatures turning up from the sea, this one's got a wheel, okay, or the people, whatever they were, had a narrative, okay. What creature thou? Occasion I do show. On whirling wheel declare, why dost thou stand? Because I still am tossed to and fro. Why dost thou hold a razor in thy hand, that men may knoweth and cut on curious side? So she's on a wheel, comes out of the sea, and she got a cut-throat razor. And this guy's, you know, whoever's wrote this has had a feeling to write this narrative down in this period. Isn't that mad? It's like, why would you even do that if you hadn't even witnessed it? And divers in the Middle Ages. So diving bell again. So that's nice. And dragons on winged Pegasuses, killing giant sea creatures, or them same whales. And she's standing on a tree trunk, this woman, yeah. And everything else is flooded and water. And again with the mermaids and the Melicillin, or your Starbucks logo, and I think that's Greek. What's saying? I don't know. Again with the Melicillin. Architecture on her head. This one looks a bit like malish face. So Cataraccia Mundi and Admiral Infara ex Maria Conferium Absio, and the other one is, I don't know, Terrarium and Main. So water and sea. So as far as I can say, these whales which I've posted about on Flat Earth British are not technical. he seems to be pouring some sort of fuel into it, like you would for a submarine, and it's strange stuff coming out of its 3 blowholes. They only have 1, and she's off with her horn of plenty to butter people up wherever she lands. And mermaids off, like they do. Yeah, but it definitely screams that these whale things are gadgets of some sort. Robots, even. It's a Tartarian building. What do you think's happened there? Why build that building up on that big load of shitty mud? Why, when you build it on ground level, make it safe instead of having to go up all these rickety stairs to your front door? You know, I know. It's stupid, isn't it? Who even knows? Mud flood. Again, Mansfield, Ohio. Mad Tartarian building. Mud flooded with just shit outside. Doors up in the air. Up here. 2nd story. In case of floods. You think about floods. Flood prevention. Another Millicinian. And another mermaid playing us a happy tune. Sirens. Watch out for them sirens. Ah, that's nice. 2 mermaids. And why would they smash this bit of architecture up when there's nothing wrong with it? Seems fine to me. Maybe war. Maybe war. There she is. Phoenician. Babylon. In this case, a flawless statue. And the Americans, they have Lady Liberty, who is with the Parisian hat, which is attributed to the French Revolution. Pretty much the gown and the shield and the laurel leaf of control, the big domage, the eagle, the arrows which are sprayed out like a fasces. In fact, the whole Phoenician paradigm, slave paradigm, is in there. World War II, is that a photoshopped image? Are they photoshopped in? And why is everything in the foreground in tiny little bricklets and all of those people standing there discussing it, no problemo, when that building's on fire? Is it me, or is there something really off about that picture? It's World War II. So, sorry about the top of this building, but there is an island in Berlin, okay, and there it is in the modern day. Can't remember what it is now. It's some institute of something or other. What's that on the side? Don't know. It's a submarine. And this is in Antiquity. Now I don't know what it is, guys, or where it is actually, but it looks like something out of Flash Gordon. It's got domes. It goes deep underground. And I thought it was these flat towers you get in Berlin, and it looks Berlin in the foreground, in the background. But what the hell? Look at these things. And these sound chambers, we see a lot of these as well. Echo chambers, maybe to create power through resonance, maybe. Shame I can't go mag up a bit more. So Earth's orbit, no coinky dink here, is 66,600 miles an hour. Sun speed is going up to 500,000 miles an hour, and this is what it's supposed to be in there. Really weird heliocentric thinking in the terms of solar systems. So the sun's flying at 500,000 miles an hour, and all the sun and planets, and Earth and everything is all spinning in different directions around this all at the same time. Meanwhile, back on Earth, you can walk on a tightrope, or you can set up a little dolmen, okay, and it won't tip over, or a little petal, or a little gnat can fly off of a meadow up into the air. No problem, and nothing spins off. So yeah, that's just nuts. They got people believing weird stuff, haven't they, in this realm? In fact, they can tell people literally anything with the television, and they will believe it. Fake alien invasions are definite right now. People would believe that no problem after the fucking plague. The Phoenicians. So yeah, like I said. How are they breathing? I don't even know. Are they smiling? I don't even know. Are they the stupidest couple in 1920? Possibly not. Possibly a lot more besides. But this shit's been going on a while. That people just believe anything that they're told in the mainstream media. Don't know, just a beautiful building. Beautiful decorated. With stuff and the buried classical world. Something apocalyptic and terrible happened. Took this classical world out not long ago in the recent past. And this is in Germany. This is a statue of a giant. And two girls probably haven't even noticed. They're just hiding behind a foot, talking, happy, of even what Antiquity is about them. But giants. Standing on the shoulders of giants. And somebody has left a gaping gash in the side of the Pyramid of Giza and been trying to get in. It's visible from above. Zzz, like a laser beam. They say they try to blast their way in, but I'm not buying that at all. No. I'm going to be bouncing now, guys. Make sure to share this out. I will be back in a day or two. That's me, my poster there. Do like a little bit of a recap. And we've been thinking about the Phoenicians, guys. Okay. And the Phoenicians were only crew. Okay. They were only crew. Let's just bring a couple of pictures up. That's nice. They were only crew. And the master of the ship meant that they were slaves. Okay, the mast, or the master, as we're told, is Baal, which is Baal. And they sought a Baal out, Baal out, which they were allowed. They were allowed liberty, which is freedom, but a grant of leave from the master, or mastered, limited by and retrieved at an approved time, a slave time later on. So same scenario, I guess, for most people here in this realm. So changing narrative, we will dig deeper. Please help. Get your thinking caps on, Flat Earth British think tank peeps. Let's find out what is going on, and the two distinctions, or even more. But they were crew, and we're looking at someone else. Okay, guys, and that's Flat Earth British. 2020, 7th of January 2020, or so they say, coming into a year of weird pandemicness. Okay, we're not impressed whatsoever in the Truther realm, because we know this shit's just shit. But they are tightening the noose. Okay, they are this. Okay, they are Pinocchio. Their lies are a mile. I could give you 100 narratives now which proves all this shit is not real. Okay, all of the empty hospitals, all of their just clear bullshittery, telling people that nobody, 98% rate of nobody got flu this year, and nobody got a common cold. No, we fucking know they never. They all got fucking COVID. You get sweaty balls, you got COVID. Everything now is that to get their numbers up, to justify their bullshittery. They're never going to get out of this. So that's beautiful. So the maze of the Brian. Change. Oh, these are nice pictures, aren't they? But we could go on. Anyway, I'm going to cut out, please, and I'll see you on the next one. So peace and love to you all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you very, very, very soon. Flat British, flat thumbs to all.